I must not rush as I am with child.
Look.
What is it?
Bridgerton's help. Many people do much.
My other daughter's just... Penelope is sat at that window.
I suppose I mostly just enjoy the view.
We are expecting...
Leave none for the Marquis. That is kind of you.
Very well.
Dearest...
I shall return with things.
I do not...
These past 10 years. You must forgive me.
I am occupied a good while. One person is to become the new Marquis Gatherings. We shall arrange one. You read me too well.
That is the cake, I believe.
There is a call. I'm certain. I am here of Kilmartin.
It is a pleasure to...
Can I join you a moment?
The scene opens with Philippa Finch, Harriet Keynes, Lady Portia Featherington, Polly Walker, and Prudence Dankworth, Bessie Carter listening in on Penelope Featherington, Cochrane and Lord Alfred Debling, Sam Phillips. She's been visited by Lord Debling, who brought her a plant so she might experience nature without having to leave her house. Newton's character Colin Bridgerton pouts in his study in the meantime. He's thinking about Penelope. Ruth Gemmell's character, Lady Violet Bridgerton, says they're getting ready to welcome Lord Samadani. She desires Colin's presence to assist Francesca. Colin says he's going to stay out of it. If not, he'll consume every bite of food. Violet brings up Colin's queries from the previous night's gala on friendship evolving into love. According to Colin, all he was thinking about was Francesca. He desires that she find the ideal mate. Dude, quit lying to yourself. Hannah New, who dislikes being called upon, is called upon by Benedict Bridgerton, Luke Thompson, in the meanwhile. That's alright, though, since they can skip the polite conversation and go right to the point. In another scene, Daniel Francis plays Lord Marcus Anderson, and Adjoa Ando plays Lady Agatha Danbury, who eats with her brother. He regales the employees with his tales. Lady Danbury, though, is not amused. She's curious as to why he returned to London. Lord Anderson says he's returned because there's no ladies or society. As we hear throughout this chapter, Lady Whistledown, Julie Andrews leaves heartfelt notes for Queen Charlotte, Golda Roshuvel in the palace. Reynolds, Hugh Sachs points out that having a second ball will provide him another chance to guarantee Francesca's match. The Queen concurs. Afterwards, Violet, Will Tilston, Hyacinth, Florence Hunt, Francesca, Hannah Dodd, Eloise, Claudia Jessie, and Gregory, Will Tilston wait for Lord Samadani to arrive at the Bridgerton home. But then Victor Ali's character, Lord Kilmartin, real name John Sterling, enters the drawing room. Sitting in cozy stillness, he and Francesca periodically exchange pleasant glances. The expected guest, David Mumeni's Lord Samadani, then shows up. Kilmartin leaves, leaving Francesca to stare wistfully at him. In the meantime, Alice, Emma Naomi is informed by Will Mondrick, Martin's Imhangbe, that he has had several requests to close his club. Or give it up, at the very least. He seemed to be torn. The constraints of the ton are becoming clear to the Mondricks. Families from the upper classes go to Lord Fuller's enormous library in another location. Pen is seen by Portia reading a book. Even if it pertains to Lord Debling's field of study, she begs her daughter not to pursue it. When Eloise gets back in touch with Cressida Cooper, Jessica Madsen, she learns that her parents want to marry her after an older guy because she hasn't been able to find a spouse. Colin, the monarch of covert looks, keeps his expression gloomy. However, he accepts his friend's invitation to a night out in the hopes that it will divert his attention from Pen. Pen discusses her preferred literary genre with Debling. Debling presents a fictitious situation in which a guy approaches a woman's mother to ask for her hand in marriage. Oh no, old Debbie will approach Portia and beg if he may wed our Pen. I adore Debling because she's a sweetheart. Fortunately, he didn't become an unbearable antagonist from the series. But Pollen's love is too strong. Like magnets, they are attracted to one another. Colin heads back to his women of the evening for a little more sensual fun. He can't seem to get Pen out of his head, though. Instead of doing X, he chooses to observe, even though he doesn't appear to be really interested in seeing two women engage in X. While out and about, Violet and Francesca happen to stumble across Lord Kilmartin. They hear someone playing the violin on the street. Although Francesca is familiar with the song, she finds it excessively rapid. It should be played in 3/4 time, in her opinion. Courtmartin takes heed of her words and suddenly disappears. Debling pays Portia a visit the next day. She bestows her benediction upon him. Penelope says Debling hasn't asked her yet after he leaves. Her response is still, no. Portia advises her daughter to take advantage of this chance. All the family will benefit from it. At that moment, Portia believes Penn may be holding out for love. Safety, according to her, is romantic. Violet later gets ready to head to the Queen's ball with the Bridgerton family. Colin lets his mother know that he would rather remain home since he doesn't feel good. But when Violet says that Debling wants to ask Penn to marry him, Colin's mind starts to race. The gala then features a stunning dance performance, replete with sweeping orchestral sounds. Her Majesty makes her biggest and most intricate wig debut to date. Wearing such gorgeous things must have killed Golda Roshuvel's neck. Lady Bridgerton and Lord Anderson reconcile in the interim. They connect even though Violet's marriage was a love match since they are both widows. In his second act, Anderson wants to find love. Alice is seated in Queen Charlotte's box seat with Lady Danbury. Danbury says Will ought to go to these things with Alice. He needs to part with his club. Whoever works in the ton will not have the Queen's favour. Danbury offers Alice show him aspects of affluent culture that attract him. Benedict and Lady Arnold meet somewhere. They discuss the ballet with Lord and Lady Fuller. For a while, Cressida and Eloise converse. After expressing regret for her father's actions, Cressida says she has no intention of leaving Eloise behind. In another scene, Colin is sitting in his study watching the candle go out. He remembers that weeks before, Penn had bandaged his injured hand. Decades of friendship sustain their relationship. He heads straight for the ball. Lady Danbury is pursued by Lord Anderson outside the ball. His sister announces that she is going to leave since Her Majesty's Diamond is dancing with Lord Samadani and the ballet is done. Francesca receives sheet music from Lord Courtmartin following their dance with Samadani. It's from the discussion about the street violinist from the other day. Music in question is in the recommended 3/4 time. Although Courtmartin says he's not particularly good with words, he thinks gestures can convey a lot of information. Francesca seemed ecstatic. In order for her to play the pianoforte, she begs Violet to go early. As Francesca leaves Lord Samadani and starts talking with Courtmartin, the Queen and Reynolds notice her. They don't appear very happy. This would represent the second time that Her Majesty's suggested pairing has failed. Philippa and Prudence become aware that they may be expecting a child simultaneously, due to the pain in their breasts. It's a warning indication. Then, as his friends leave, Colin crashes into the ball. On the dance floor are Penelope and Lord Debling. Penn asks Debling if she thinks their relationship would eventually grow into love. Debling acknowledges that he has no idea what the future may bring. Colin then requests permission from Debling to intervene during the dance. Cressida leaves Eloise quickly, seeing an opening with Debling. He grudgingly agrees to her invitation to continue the dance. Colin is informed by Penelope that he would sabotage her courtship with Debling. Colin maintains Debling isn't the best fit for Penn. Penn finds it unbelievable that he would give her advice on finding a marriage and then reject the first suitor who approaches her. You cannot have both cake and frosting. Following the dancing, Penn finds Debling. Penn is asked why she enjoyed sitting by her home's window by him. Is it that she had a clear view of the house in Bridgerton? Penn has been seeking for someone, according to Debling. Colin's decision to break up their dance is evidence of his affections for her. Penn angrily disputes this, saying Colin would never treat her that way. As old friends, they are. Debling doubts Penn's love for Colin. When she fails to respond directly, Debling makes it clear that he is looking for a wife who isn't involved with anybody else. Though he may argue that they are a good fit, I believe he has genuine affection for Penn. Debling leaves. As she watches him go, Portia questions what Penn did for him to end their romance. Penn charges that her mother is only interested in her when there's a ring on her finger. Entering abruptly, Prudence informs Portia that she is expecting. But Portia is preoccupied with watching Penn run away. Colin sees Penn's carriage pulling away from the dance. He takes off running after her. It's quite romantic. Violet watches an excited Francesca playing the Lord Courtmartin pianoforte sheet music in the meanwhile. Her daughter is in love, but she isn't with the Queen's match, as she now realizes. Eventually, Colin catches up to Penelope's carriage. He leaps inside. Penn gives her driver the instruction to deliver him first. Penn is shocked that he would jeopardize her relationship with Lord Debling. Colin says she's not the right fit for Debling. He would be gone for the first 3 years of their marriage due to specific hobbies. Colin skirts the topic until he finally admits that he feels something for Penn. He keeps thinking about her all the time. Colin is eager to go to sleep since he knows he will see Penn more in his dreams. Penelope doesn't think it at first. She believes she is not deserving of love. She acknowledges that she wants more, though. The two have a passionate kiss as a result of this. Oh, it's Poland season. There are many kisses and hands swaying all around us. Colin managed to find her. We adore a man who is considerate of a woman's pleasure. It is warm. Everything is heated. Colin extends his hand to Penn as they get to the Bridgerton residence. He desires to bring her into his house. Ultimately, they are getting hitched. It's about time Colin told his family that Penelope Featherington is his fiancée.